Okay, so hello guys, good afternoon po sa lahat po ng mga followers natin dito sa Kaya Ko Watches. Again, Junice Rersano and welcome to our special episode. Kasi po ngayon naman is parang women's power yung pag-uusapan natin. So to everyone who's following us from all of our socials, ayan, thank you guys for supporting Filipino brand na naka-base po dito sa United Arab Emirates. And of course, para mas magiging masaya ang ating episode ngayon, isasama ko ang aking partner sa screen. Ayan guys, para to give you information muna about sa mga ongoing promotions na ginagawa po ng Kaya Ko Watches. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jade. Hello, partner!
May welcoming talaga, no? Parang ako talaga yung guest. Hello.
Okay, bati ka muna.
Sorry?
Bati ka muna.
Ayun, hello to everyone watching the live. This is our 16th episode. My God,
Yes.
parang bago pa lang natin na-start yung TATAK Indio and now we're already on episode 16.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay. Anyway, parang partner, nakakatuwa lang kasi nga, di ba, last month we ran this campaign or marketing campaign on our Instagram account na, di ba, we asked our followers, share nila yung story nila, why they are proud as Filipino. And tell us muna, and congratulate siyempre yung winner natin. Tell us yung story niya, bakit siya yung naging winner natin.
Yeah, actually it's sort of related also to our guest today because last month, actually we're doing a full summer of giveaways at Kaya Ko Watches HQ. And last month we had a giveaway for the Gabriela Silog collection, wherein people were sending in their stories on what made them feel the most empowered as a Filipino. And our winner was, she goes by the name of 20K. And her story was really inspiring. She is a firecracker of a female, I'd like to say.
Okay.
Dominating a male-dominated industry. O, di ba? Parang may dominance pa talaga. So she was our winner last month, and this month we are doing another giveaway for the Gabriela Silang collection. And it's a lot simpler also, and it's a different question this time. So the question from last month, those who entered last month, you still have a chance to enter for this month, and the question is on our Instagram. This is exclusively on the Kaya Ko Watches Instagram page, so head over there, check out the mechanics, and answer the question that is waiting for you, so you can win a Gabriela Silang collection watch of your choice, plus free extra genuine leather quick release strap, plus international shipping. That's all on us.
And also, syempre, para sa mga viewers po natin, if you guys are, I think our branding is too colorful, let me change that. Ayan, sabi sa'yo, live tayo eh. So anyway, ongoing pa rin ang ating special discount sa lahat po ng mga viewers natin. If you guys are going to visit our website, you can use Malakas Launch as a checkout code po, as special discount code upon checkout for you to get 20% discount. So, dagdag viewer information natin, partner, sa mga viewers natin, that the purpose of our show, which is TATAK Indio, is actually to recognize Filipinos from all over the world, diba, na ito yung very good example of a characteristic and yung type of an OFW na gusto natin maging inspiration sa lahat ng mga viewers natin na yes, if kaya nila, then bakit hindi mo kaya? Diba? Kasi we are all Filipino, right? So, and this is, actually, ito yung maganda sa Kaya Ko Watches kasi yes, we are sharing yung nakaya ng mga Pilipino, lahat ng problema kayang harapin, okay? Kasi totoo naman kaya naman kasi talaga natin. We just have to focus on the right angle of the picture for you to see yung solutions rather than, let's say, looking at the problem itself. So kung doon ka lang nakatutok kasi sa problema, problema lang talaga siya at hindi siya magiging solusyon. So maganda yung pag-uusapan natin, kasi ang makakausap natin ngayon is an architect, okay, at the same time a designer. At tingnan natin yung industriya niya, how she managed to reach that level. Second, ano na nga ba yung sitwasyon na kanilang kinakaharap ngayon? So if you are ready, partner, to introduce our guest, please do so.
I am so excited to introduce our guest partner. So our guest today is the Senior Associate for Godwin Austin Johnson Architects. She was named
Mm.
Architect of the Year 2019 at the Filipino Times Awards, Women in Construction Professional of the Year at the Middle East Consultant Awards, and Dubai Supermom 2021 at the Dubai Supermom Awards. She was
Wow.
chosen to represent the Philippines and was profiled in a book called 100 Women Artists Around the World. And she was also a finalist for a number of awards, including Architect of the Year at the Middle East Architect Awards and Women in Construction Awards at the Big Five. She's a keen
Wow.
advocate of sustainable design and attained
Hindi
the
ba
LEED
tapos,
Green.
friend? Hindi ba tapos? Oh my
Super,
God.
super distinguished talaga tong guest natin. She is a keen advocate for of sustainable design and attained the LEED Green Associate credential, establishing her as a thought leader in the industry. Ayan ha, thought leader, and an active player in the green building movement. Ayan.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, tinatawag natin siyang Madam Architect, Miss
Yes.
Christine or Architect Christine Espinosa-Erlanda. Hello!
Hi, good afternoon po.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
Okay, I know most of your friends and mga kakilala from online to real life. Ayan, can you
Yes.
greet them first? Ayan, para at least, tawag nito, maybe they are ready now watching us and hearing your story, yung updated story mo na as an architect dito sa United Arab Emirates.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. I hope you'll enjoy this episode and I hope na may matutunan kayo through my journey. Thank you, TATAK Indio for having me.
Ayun, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so partner, I'll throw the first question para mayroon tayong background, no? Para sa mga viewers natin na mga syempre na hindi po kilala si Architect Christine Espinosa-Erlanda. Before ka, let's say, naging nakapunta ng United Arab Emirates, 'di ba? At nakilala ka as an architect dito. Sino ka muna sa Pilipinas? Ano yung mga ginagawa mo before ka naging isang architect dito sa Dubai?
Okay. Prior to going dito sa Philippines, I was an architect for Arquitectonica International. We are the ones who actually conceptualized and designed one of the projects is Mall of Asia and Mall of Asia Arena, all of those. I was involved in that project before, and prior to that, I also joined in a small boutique firm. So I was working right after my graduation from Pamantasan Lungsod ng Maynila. Hello sa aking mga professors. I moved to a small boutique company where I was trained. Tapos tinuruan nila ako sa maliit lang siya, as in 5 members lang kami. So magandang training background ko kasi from definitely for architects kasi after graduation we still have 2 years of training to do before we take the licensure examination, and during that time I was with Atelier at the time, and we were just 5 employees. So we were working on small not villas, but residential projects and commercial projects on malls. And then that's where I was honed actually. I think naging pretty intense kasi yung mga bosses ko at the time were also young and enthusiastic, and also they were able to extend their help with me by treating me as one of their family and their colleague. And since I'm a young one, they properly trained me. So when an architect actually joined into a smaller boutique company, and then mas maganda yung training kasi hindi ka tasked into smaller tasks. I was able to contact suppliers. I was able to do interior and external designing, and then some detailing. So those were and I was able to go on site. But right after that, I joined an international company which is Arquitectonica, and from there I was trained sa design naman. Magaling yung director namin doon director namin doon si Architect David Zaballero. And I would say his name na kasi he was really one of the great mentor that I can consider kasi when I joined the company I was really young at the time, and it wasn't my background was of course from having a project from boutique companies, and we were designing high-rise building structures at the time, and yun nga yung Mall of Asia and yung mga the Bay City part ng Architectonica back then. And he told me yung pivotal moment doon, because I've been asking a lot of questions. Masyado na rin kasi akong mahilig mag-question dati. And
Okay.
oo, marami akong tanong
Curiosity kasi
palagi.
yun, and
And
it
then
will help you.
he would tell me na sabi niya, don't be shy about asking questions kasi it's the only way for you to learn. So at that moment, sinabi niya, architects actually, when you're an architect, you think about it 12 times ahead. So when we start off the plan, we think about it 12 times ahead, meaning you think about how the people experience the space that we design. So it's not just within the drawing itself. So you think about how people are going to interact within that design. So he was really good, and
Mhm.
he's really one of the best mentors that I would say. Yeah. So
Mhm.
Architect David Savaliero. Um, well, during my university days, I was one of the nerdy students, kasi, and I'm always part of the quiz bees. So yeah,
Oh.
and then I was also the national finance director of the nationwide organization of architecture students back then.
Mhm.
So as you can see, I've been very active even during university days.
Mhm.
And yun nga, I decided to go to Dubai at the time. Financially needed na rin. And then because at the time, uh, talagang flourishing yung architecture sa Dubai about about 14 years ago. So that's when I
Okay.
came here in Dubai. And they said Dubai was like an architect's playground at
True.
the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
and
yeah.
you can see, you can see a lot of architects coming in here, and and then ayun, 14 years later, here I am. So it's not really it's not one night fame or anything like that. I really
Mhm.
had to work myself up to the ladder, and
Mhm.
it wasn't easy, but
Mhm.
it's challenging, and that's something that I liked about the profession, and being
Mhm.
part of the minority as being a woman in architecture in the Middle East, and
Yeah.
it's it's
And for
tough,
sure, yun
but
yung next na question
kaya
ni
ko, di ba?
Jade. Oo. Okay, bago yung question ni Jade, alam ko kasi, alam ko na binanggit mo na yung possible
Alam
question
ko
mo.
na.
But I just wanted to know, no, I mean, for our viewers siguro, if ever they are in this situation,
Mm-hmm.
yung take ko kasi with your answer with that is that wherever you are right now, let's say kung ano man yung work na meron kayo, maliit man yan, or konti man kayo, or gaano kahirap, what's
Mm-hmm.
important is you're going to gain an experience and make sure na, di ba, yung galingan mo, maximize anong kaya mong gawin. Kasi based on your story, parang multitask kayo doon and you don't complain. Kasi imaginein mo kung hindi ganun ang nangyari, di ba, hindi ka ganun ka pulido yung trabaho mo as an architect, kasi kung parang alam mo yung A to Z ng business eh. So I think that's one of the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And partner, your question.
Okay, so this one, it just popped up. So actually, partner, this is not part of our usual questions, but this is
Okay.
something that I've gotten curious about because Miss Christine mentioned it. You brought up that you're part of the minority in the architecture industry,
Yeah,
and the reality is it is a male dominated field.
exactly.
So do you feel like there is some sort of imbalance or bias when it comes to male architects versus female architects, and how do you overcome that as a thought leader?
I think we all accept that it's actually a male-dominated arena. Start
Mm-hmm.
from just look at the sites now. There are no protective equipment built for women. It's just recently that it's actually gaining popularity and also being dealt with. Recently there are talks about, and recently there are talks, and also a lot. The industry is now supporting the ladies or the women in construction. I've seen just last night. I've seen a video of of an architect, and she is like wearing a pink hard hat, which is really really cute. A pink hard hat, and also the the construction shoes that she's wearing pink. So she's like claiming her
Uh-huh.
femininity in the side. So
Yeah.
I think and also whenever I'm asked about it, I see the profession is not really shouldn't be looked at it as per gender. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the talent, creativity, and skill of the person. Well, all
Exactly.
of us are trained as architects. We are not trained. So the training that a male architect or a female architect, it's the same. Both of them are
Yeah.
architects. So it's not about male or female now. And I think the day that I decided to enter this profession is the day that I've accepted that I'll be going through challenges, because that's what my whole family was like. They're like, hindi ka mag-architect, lalaki yan. That's when I started,
Mhm. Pero yung
back
question
then.
ko diyan, partner,
Mm.
i-co-connect ko kasi 'di ba parang of all possible na pwede mong pasukin, okay, why
Ah,
architecture? Kasi 'di
Yeah.
ba, well,
yes.
napakadami ng mga prestigious na mga courses na pwede mong kunin. Is it runs from your family ba or your father, or saan nanggaling yung inspiration, Architect Christine, about becoming
Hmm. Not really. Nung dati, my family actually wanted me to be a nurse o kaya
mhm.
a newscaster. Yun yung
Oh,
pinupush nila, or kaya stewardess para daw mag-travel around the world.
oo.
Mm-hmm.
Pero ayun talaga, I studied in Mapua
Mm.
Pre-Engineering High
Well,
School. So at the
okay.
time we have courses, we have subjects which is not really in a typical high school, and we had subjects for architecture design. So
Mm.
we were trained with subjects from different engineering subjects like computer engineering, electrical engineering. We have those extra subjects in. And at the time, nagustuhan ko talaga yung architecture. Plus at the time kasi gusto ko rin yung mag-drawing. Tapos
Mhm.
na-appreciate ko yung time na binigyan kami ng task nung professor namin na gumawa ng model na house. Tapos talagang pinuyat ko siya. Yung mga kagrupo ko, hindi sila gumawa. Pinuyat ko siya, tinapos ko siya kasi talagang
Mm-hmm.
nagustuhan ko siya. So at that time, nasabi ko, okay, ito pala yung profession ng architecture. Yung kung saan ako nag-high school is sa Mapua High. Nakita ko doon, naging scholar din kasi ako nung high school ako sa
Mm.
Mapua. Ayun, so nerdy ako. So yun na yun. So nakita ko doon sa office ng principal namin or yung vice principal, nakahang doon yung floor plan na gawa ni Thomas Mapua. And Thomas Mapua, by the way, is the first registered architect of the Philippines.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh,
so
okay.
I was privileged enough to see yung drawing niya na nakahang dun sa wall. Tapos nakagawa siya sa canvas. Tapos sobrang fine yung mga lines na pagkakagawa. Tapos nagtanong-tanong
Mm.
ako paano ginawa yun. At the time, wala naman silang tech pen. Tapos
Yeah.
canvas. Tapos parang sabi ko, wow, ganito yung gusto ko. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started. But then, nung sinabi ko sa parents ko noon, financially we were challenged at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that easy to decide on an engineering course at that time kasi 'di ba panlalaki nga.
Mm.
Yun nga mahal nga daw, so why don't I take mag-nurse? I'm not saying hindi maganda yung course, pero
Mm-hmm.
hindi yun yung nasa puso ko. So at the time,
Definitely.
I had to keep it a secret na I've enrolled myself in architecture, and I've passed all
Okay.
my
Oh,
university
really?
examination at the time. Yeah, I passed all my entrance examinations, and
Mm-hmm.
all the first course that I've placed it's architecture. And ayun, even at the first day ng class, sinabi ko na lang, oh, I'll be an architect. Sabi ko ganun.
O kung
So
mayaman daw
I
kasi
kept it
architect
as
na course talaga eh.
mahal siya. And at the time kasi, yung dalawang kuya ko nag-aaral sila sa Mapua.
Mhm.
Siyempre yung tuition fee namin. So,
Mm-hmm.
I went to PLM. Ayun, fortunately, I did not pay a thing in PLM. I was full
Mhm.
scholarship there. And at the same time, I
Oh.
had my scholarship as well. And with our church supporting me. Some priest was supporting me, and we I was part of Una Mano Ayuta Lialtra, which is a scholarship designed for students in Tondo. So,
Mhm.
batang Tondo po ako. Doon ako lumaki. And my family is still
Amazing.
there, and I say hi. Hi to my
Hello
family.
po sa
Papa,
mga taga-Tondo.
Papa, Mama.
Mhm.
Ayan po.
Okay. All right, partner, your question.
Next question. Um, So we touched already on the imbalance of the architecture field, and being part of the minority. How do you stay empowered and keep standing out amongst the competition as a female leader in a male-dominated industry?
Actually, when doing my job or my career, I'm not really thinking about the gender.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working as an architect, and for years and years, I'm the only lady within the team.
Yeah.
So it's not as if I'm looked at being a lady or a man within the team.
Mm-hmm.
They will always say that you're one of us, so something
Yeah.
like that. But it's not as if I'm thinking about leading or being dominating them or anything. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just doing what I'm passionate about, and I everybody would know, and everybody would say that I really like what I do, and
Mm-hmm.
I love my profession. So if for me, my task now is to support my fellow women in architecture, and whoever wanted to join the profession. As of the moment, it's the very first time actually I'm working with a full of with more ladies. As per for the last 13 years, I was working with just like what I said earlier. And yun nga, ako lang yung usually na babae
Mm-hmm.
sa grupo, and I attend meetings, and ako yung babae. Tapos 14 or 15 attendees, all yan women. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Hindi siya about sa gender. Yun nga, about talent, creativity, and skill. And
Yeah.
the profession doesn't look at the gender. It looks at
Mm-hmm.
the quality of your
Of
proposals.
work.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the quality of work.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be thinking about that. And as for myself, I'm not looking at myself as a lady. I'm looking at myself as an architect. So
Exactly.
I am hired by the clients, or I am hired within projects because they know that I'm capable of doing my task. And
Mm-hmm.
if I do it better, then good. And if I train some other architects, which is younger, who are younger than me, then better, because eventually the profession is about collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So one building doesn't stand up with just one architect.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a collaboration between engineers and different profession that's involved in the construction industry. So
Yeah.
it works well with collaboration. With a proper
Mm-hmm.
collaboration, ayun, maayos. Hindi
Mm-hmm.
siya, oh, babae ako masusunod. No, there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing like that in our profession. It's about collaboration. So there's the main goal is to build a safe building that is
Mm-hmm.
nice, pleasing, sustainable, and economical. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. And if the group itself is working towards that goal, then I don't think gender is not really, it's the least of the thing that you consider when it comes to projects and when it
Yeah.
comes to profession. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I believe. And recently, ayun na, where I came from is different from the architects that I work with now, because where I came from, konti lang kami na mga babae na architects.
Mm-hmm.
But now I
Yeah.
can see the increasing number of female who wanted to study architecture, and even in here in our interns who recently joined us, the amount of interns, the women in architecture, were just really surprised. Marami na sila. Unlike before,
Mm-hmm.
maybe at my time, maybe about 25% of us in a class. So it's really known, and it's just normal for us to be in teams na puro lang lalaki. So that's for
Yeah.
me, it's normal. But for now, what's normal now is to have them balance now. There are
Yeah.
companies nowadays with gender considering gender balance within the company, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's inequality, not about just the gender though. So
Mm-hmm.
um so far, mas maganda, compare naman to the other eras, no? Yung dati
Yeah.
talaga wala talagang voice yung mga
Oh,
babae. So now we are very fortunate to be in here, and we're fortunate that ladies or women are being recognized for their passion, their
Yeah.
talents, and the efforts that they do, even international and globally. So that's
okay.
pretty an
Alright. So
advantage.
ito naman kasi 'di ba nakita namin of course nahanap namin yung mga social media pages na meron ka. And this is my question Architect Christine, kasi why do you think that being, let's say, you're successful na in the field na napili mo, you're recognized na rin with a different organization or awards giving
Awards.
body.
Yeah.
Oo. my question lang is, why do you think that this is really important for you to like uh, get back to the community, not only just dito sa United Arab Emirates, but also kahit sa Pilipinas? Kasi I saw a couple of your posts na you are participating sa mga online activities in support to students na mga architect din. So, share ka naman ng konti dyan.
I think it's hindi ko masasabi na talagang successful na ako or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Hindi ko pa masabi na gano'n. I received the awards particularly because I was so passionate about my work, but that doesn't mean that I'm there yet. I still have a lot of things to learn, and
Mm.
most especially marami, I think marami pang challenges na pwede natin daanan to be an architect na known globally and internationally. And I just stand not just for myself but for all the architects, the Filipino architects. So yeah, but truthfully, yan, we're gaining momentum, and it will just keep that ongoing. Going back to the question na bakit important na ano yan, important to go back to my roots.
Yeah.
Of course, because that's because I was a scholar. My parents at the time couldn't really afford to send us to university or even high school. So it's through the generosity of different people. And knowing nga, ako nga ay isang batang tondo. So through the generosity of different people na hindi ko kilala, I was able to finish up my university days. And I was able to be here where I am. Going back at the time, wala akong background sa architecture at the time eh. Wala akong mapagtanungan. So now, ever since that time when naging meme ata ako for a day or week. At that
What?
time, oo,
What?
naging meme yung pangalan. Oo, if you research mo, I was in different newspaper, and because there was 2019, yun nga yung sa Big Five, na-nominate ako sa Filipino Times Awards, and then,
Yeah.
ayun, sa 3 awards yun at the time. So, naging meme ako, and then a lot of things happened. Filipino architect, Filipino architect. So, at that time, ang daming kumontak sa akin sa Facebook ko, and most of it are students na saying na, ayun, na-inspire sila, na
Aw.
masaya sila na feel kasi mga babae na nasa Pinas na tapos may mga struggle sila, nag-open up sila, and I really make it the point na magre-respond ako sa kanila. Minsan nagfi-freak out sila, "Wow, nag-respond."
Oo,
Pero
nagre-reply.
Nagiging status.
oo,
Oo.
nagre-reply ako. That's when I started yung, okay, why not have a page? Kasi I try to separate my personal account to my career. Kaya I made my page just for the purpose of that. And at the time when I was studying, wala akong mapagtanungan tungkol sa architecture, and I would have to study and I would have to do it my own. So now, at least now, most the students in the Philippines, I'm really, really open. Whenever they ask me questions, I would respond. Some other students that I got some inquiries are from Ireland, Filipino as well. Tapos meron sa Bahrain, nag-inquire sa akin, yung kung paano ganito. I don't answer their assignments or so, but I give them advices on how they do things. And ayun, masarap kasi yung pakiramdam na I can help when I'm not there in the Philippines. I'm here, but I'm able to help them out. Because at the
Right.
time, I did not receive anything before. I did not receive any help, and I have to work out on anything of my own. But because I was passionate, it was what I was doing. So yun lang. And ngayon na nandito ako, I think it's about time na makilala naman ng mga Filipino architects. Yeah, particularly because everything that you see in here, definitely I would say may Filipino architect or engineer na involved sa mga nandito, nakikita natin
Yeah.
around Dubai. So, that's something that for us to be proud of. And ayun, syempre, for my parents and my family who's watching.
Yeah,
Ayan,
nag-Korea
may
siya.
isa pang relative na nag-leave ng comment. Wow, Madam
Hello,
Architect,
ate.
proud cousin here from Belgium. O, di ba?
Oh,
Worldwide
Belgium
viewers
din!
natin. Oo nga
Yes.
eh.
They're all over the world watching me. Ayun po.
Okay,
Amazing.
our next question is, ayun, ikaw pala muna partner, bago na ibato ang ating last question.
Actually, the question I have with me is the last question already. So if you have a different question, you can go ahead.
Okay, sige. So ito na lang muna kasi syempre no, tawag nito, we know naman na ang buong mundo was affected by this pandemic situation natin. So from your industry, ano yung situation, yung current situation ngayon ng mga architects na nandito sa Middle East or sa United Arab Emirates? Let's say when it comes to project, or how do you, let's say, handle yung mga delays ng mga projects na ginagawa nyo, or do you have, let's say, like an organization ba that you like support each other pa rin during this pandemic? Kasi alam natin ganun yung Pilipino wherever we are in the world, especially kapag medyo malaki na yung organization, may mga ganitong ginagawa So can you share yung side na yan, Miss Christine?
So, for our profession sa architecture, definitely na-hit kami ng COVID, with projects going on hold, and then, yung hindi natutuloy yung ibang project. But then, even prior to that, challenge na yung profession years ago. But recently, there's an increase of, there's a momentum happening within the construction industry, which is quite positive. For the Filipino architects here in the Middle East, there is UAP 124, who is very, very diligent in helping out Filipino architects that were affected by the recent with what happened in 2020. And the UAP 124, the leaders are all servant leaders, what we call them, because volunteer kasi sila eh. So aside from being a daytime architect and the offices, nagsiserve sila dun sa amin ng mga Filipino architects here. So nagpo-post din sila ng mga projects to help out Philippines whenever we have this um events na nagbibigay kami ng donations para kung whatever happens in the Philippines, and also yun nga, gatherings dito sa mga architects dito. UAP 124 Dubai has been helping Filipino architects. I do remember 2020, through the leadership of architect Christian Vasquez, na wave
Vlogger na, di ba?
na wave yung,
This
although
vlogger.
last tapos na kasi yung term niya, we have a new elect president, which is architect Christine, and she's good, and the first madam president namin. So it's actually good. Yun nga, nagpo-post sila ng mga vacancies to help out architects who lost their jobs. I think it's the best time to help out each other, lalo na doon sa nangyari 2020, knowing na ngayon nagkakaroon na ng momentum sa construction. So it's just about time to help out each other, and just what I said, the profession thrives on collaboration and helping out each other. So whatever happens to your kabayan, it's also it's us helping out each other. And ayun, architects will help out each other. It's not just about UAP 124, doesn't just doesn't just help Dubai-based architects. Recently, there are collaborations between architects in the Philippines, architects here in Dubai, and in the rest of GCC countries. So ayan, kaya tinatawag namin yung sarili namin na Global Filipino Architects. So there's a podcast coming over, just I don't know the details yet, but the UAP Dubai is really doing great and helping out Filipino architects. Yun na, I think it's very normal for Filipinos to help out one another, especially for any calamities, and whatever we have, we share it with others. So the best thing for everyone to keep afloat is to help out each other.
That's good. At saka ako, partner, para sa mga viewers natin, guys, siguro especially yung if we have viewers, or if we have viewers, let's say in the Philippines, nang inisip kasi nila sa abroad, yung mga Pilipino, di ba, alam naman natin yan, common, ang akala nila domestic helper lang, or nagtatrabaho sa hotel, or sales lady. Pero ako kasi, yung realization ko, since I'm part of Geme Pinoy TV, and I attended yung event natin no launch ng Expo 2020, which is yung Philippine Pavilion
Pavilion.
Lima Kota.
Yeah.
That's the first na event na naatinan ko na organized by Filipino architects. And I was surprised, ang daming architect dito sa UAE.
Yes.
Sabi ko, ang dami pala talaga nila. So,
Yes.
ibig sabihin, alam mo yun, maraming magagaling na mga architect na pinatunayan talaga
Definitely.
ang galing nila.
Definitely.
Dito sa ibang bansa, kaya
Yes.
sobrang laki ng community nila. And one more thing, yung unity na nakikita ko sa kanila, kasi I'm very observant eh. Kapag naka-webinar sila, friend, hindi 100 attendees.
Yes.
1,000 attendees ang uma-attend
Yes.
sa kanila.
Yes.
So that's how united they are. And I wanted to share yung lesson na yun, na sana dapat ganun tayo, no, all of coming from the different industry na meron tayo, dapat may ganun tayong unity, di ba, na magkakaroon tayo ng community for sa industry na napili natin. Kasi what's good about this, let's say UAP 124 Dubai, ang nakikita ko kasi dito is, alam mo, kunyari, let's say waiter ako, gawin na lang natin example. There should be like an organization for all Filipino, let's say, waiters dito sa Middle East for them to be updated of ano yung mga bagong kailangan nilang matutunan, ano yung mga technique na kailangan nilang malaman during interviews, or may job opening ba dyan, yung mga tipong ganon. Yun yung na-appreciate ko sa pagiging Pilipino. Kaya yun. Okay. We have one comment, partner. Ayan, sabi ni Algab.
Wow.
Go, Madam Architect, proud friend from Imos, Cavite. Ayan, thank you
Algab.
for watching.
Parang ano.
Parang Algab.
Oo nga, yung sasabihin ko.
Ano kapuso ba to?
Ano siya, dati ko siya ka-choir. Kasi choir ako sa simbahan. Ang dami ko nang sinasabi.
Sample naman dyan, Architect.
Hindi na.
Multi-talented si Architect Christine eh.
Oo.
All-around siya.
No,
Okay.
ano lang. Basta pag may gustong gawin, go for it. I think that's it.
Ayan, so that's all for me. Ayan, ako, I'm so happy na nandito ka. But then of course, ito na yung Miss Universe question mo from my partner, si Jade.
Your final question, Char, parang ano talaga, parang Miss
Oh,
Universe.
yeah, may mga silver lining.
Para makamove ka na sa next round.
Yes, exactly.
Ay, bagay sa akin yung question na yun. Kasi I grew up in the slums of Tondo.
All
Okay.
right. So before we end, we come to the end of the show. We'd like to know, what is your message to aspiring architects and designers, to our fellow OFWs, and to the general Filipino community? What's your message to them?
I think for now is the perfect time to help out each other, especially yung nangyari sa 2020 for the general Filipinos here in the UAE. Ayun lang, kapit lang po, umaayos na po yung economy at let's all pray na matapos tong pandemic na to. Kasi marami na rin talaga na affected, pero knowing us, lagi tayong nakasmile. Sabi ko nga in one of my interviews, I see Filipinos like water. Now we can actually change and adapt to our environment. So kapit lang, we're like water. We can seek through the tightest areas and smile lang tayo. As long as we all smile. And that's the best thing that we all share together. As a Filipino, we all smile and we're always grateful for everything that happens to us. Yun din, maging proud tayo, maging Filipino tayo. Everywhere we go. That's something that we cannot really, do not be afraid of saying that I am a Filipino. Well, why not? Because, lahi tayo ng mga malalakas, lahi tayo ng mga matatapang, and we are born talented. That's one thing that I would say. Of all the Filipinos that I've met here in UAE and everywhere else, who came from even other GCC countries, Filipinos would always be smiling, and Filipinos would always stay strong in terms of difficulty, and Filipinos would always help out each other. So sama-sama po tayo dito. For my fellow women in construction, ganun din. Believe in yourselves. Don't think about the gender. This is not a profession about gender. It's about our talent, creativity, and skill. That's about it. And love the job that we are working on. Love the career. For the young architects who are, or any student who wanted to be part of the profession, please do so. um, the profession is quite challenging, but
Mm.
living a life without challenge is really boring. And only, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
At
so this is my
sorry, I have to
sister.
cut this, ha. Baka mamaya kasi makalimutan natin. So, someone just commented, sabi niya, Mama here, in touch
Oh,
at
see it.
online. Love you and God bless. Dear.
See, my mama and my whole family is watching. Hello sa inyo lahat. Ayan. At especially do sa mga kabayan ko diyan sa Tondo. Pray na kayanin natin lahat ng challenges. And ayun nga, hindi dapat natin sabihin, be proud from kung saan tayo galing.
Mm.
Ako hindi ako nahihiya na sabihin ko taga Batang Tondo ako kasi ang dami kong memories na magaganda sa Tondo,
No, tsaka
promise. And
nabago na itsura ngayon ng Tondo, di ba? If you think of Tondo kasi, parang you can always say na mayroong silver lining kasi talaga.
tama-tama si Catriona doon. Kasi I grew up from the slums of Tondo and I was really grateful and I was able to see the silver lining from where I came from. Exactly.
First po.
Tama-tama yung sinabi niya kasi maraming mga bata sa Tondo na hindi sila capable mag-aral talaga without the
Mm.
help of individuals and people like just like what Catriona was there. Oh, yan. Kasi without them, like for me, I would not be able to study and be a madam architect now. I call myself madam architect kasi for me, madam is like someone who would be able to teach you something.
Mhm.
So someone like a professor, something like a madam, someone that gives you enough information from the experiences that I have. That's why I'm calling myself Madam Architect. Is because of that. So where I came from and from all the experiences that I have, I'm really willing to share it.
Mm.
Ayun na, ayan sa mga fellow mga students na gustong pumasok as a architect, magiging challenging yung profession, magiging challenging yung start doon. Maraming sleepless nights, maraming, lalo na ngayon, dahil about the technology, sa profession namin ngayon, whatever we had 10 years ago, probably when we do concept, it takes us months, but now clients are much more demanding and asking the concept and the design within 1 week. So definitely there are different challenges, but since we are passionate about what we are doing and ayun, be passionate with what you're doing and be proud to be a Filipino, be proud from where you came from, and be proud of your identity, where you are. I think that's the best thing that we can share. And always smile. At the end of the day, things happen. It might not be along with what you are intending to, pero it happens because those are challenges that keeps you to be stronger the next day. And ayun lang. I hope I was able to inspire, and hopefully I will inspire more.
Mm.
The profession. I I I I wish that the day will come na Filipino architects will be really known worldwide. And Filipino architects will be part of the studies of history of architecture worldwide. So that's something that I would really be hoping for na mangyari sa susunod. And now that we've opened up some ways na pwede pala and when I said earlier na naging meme ako for a week kasi parang nagulat din ako
Ano
kasi
awards
parang
at the
hindi
same time?
oo
Tama.
na-shortlist ako, nag-finalist ako sa at that time kasi 4 na awards 'yun. Pero 3 lang 'yung na-awards kasi it's a certain newspaper who who posted it. But ayun lang. I think
Actually, ako din
to give the
na-nominate din ako doon. Mga
oh.
2 beses din ako na-nominate, pero lahat talo.
Actually, nung na-receive ko yung award ng Filipino Times, umiiyak ako. Sabi sa akin sa stage, "Huwag kang iiyak." Sabi ko, "Wow." Parang gano'n lang. Kasi I cry when I'm very happy. Ako weird,
Mm.
'di ba? Pero yun lang, to give out or to lead the path para sa fellow Filipino architects sa UAE, it's such an honor and privilege, and I would do my best to keep it that way, and then also to improve where we are now. Ayun, kapit lang medyo challenging yung years natin, especially with what happened last year. But keep the faith and be Filipinos. So Filipinos are, yeah, be Filipinos. That's it. I think everything summed up is from being Filipino. Ayun nga, kaya sabi ko, yun, kaya ko, 'di ba? Kaya the way, yeah, kaya ko is the term itself is really really it really encapsulates what a Filipino is. No matter how many challenges you encounter, masasabi mo sa sarili mo talagang kaya ko to, Filipino ako, kaya ko to. Paulit-ulit lang. And then, iyon, magugulat ka na lang na eventually little information or little steps that you do actually gives out a big effect at the next time. So, ayun na. Keep faith,
Gusto
always
ko
smile.
isingit, Miss Christine, kasi
Opo.
alam ko ikaw yung ikaw yung buyer ng Kaya Ko Watch. You love the diba? The baybayin.
Alibata. Baybayin. Ay, hindi pala siya alibata. Baybayin siya.
Yeah, baybayin. You love
Yun
it,
yung
right?
nagustuhan ko. Opo. Kasi ano din, pina-practice ko yung baybayin. Pero hindi pa ako kasing bilis ng iba. Although I appreciate siya. Ayun, so I contacted Bench. Kasi it was my Father's Day gift sa aking hubby. So yeah, for me and my husband, so para partner kami. The way ko lang yun para makabili, pero gusto ko talaga para sa akin. Biro lang. Hindi, maganda yung watch, and it makes me proud na meron tayong Kaya Ko Watch, which is a brand ng Filipinos here na available sa lahat. Ayan.
Yes. And syempre tawag nito, nag-start kami ni nila Jade ng business actually before nag-pandemic. So we actually have our proper launch January of 2020.
I see.
That was by March.
Like perfect timing.
Perfect siya. After a month, pandemic. Pero yun natin, kaya natin to. So
ang ganda. Maganda yung branding, maganda yung gusto ko yung logo, and everything about it, gustuhan ko siya. Kaya sabi ko, gusto ko to.
Partner yung sa logo na yun, as you can see, pinag-isipan kasi ng maayos yan for our viewers lang. Dagdag trivia lang. As you can see, yung pinaka-logo, para siyang flower, na Filipinos are beautiful, di ba? Filipinos are parang mukhang soft. Kasi mukha siyang flower, but if you actually go closer, actually fist siya.
Maganda.
Okay.
Maganda talaga. I always wear it, and when sa office yung challenge, yung task ko, nakatingin lang ako sa sarili ko. May sword. Di parang may anong tawag dito. Oo, sabi ko, ay, kaya ko to. Magaling. Yeah.
Thank you so much po. Okay, so anyway, sa lahat po ng mga viewers natin, ayan guys, if you again wanted to check out our website, may website po tayo, www.kayako.ph, and also enjoy the 20% discount na in-offer po namin ngayon using Malakas Launch as discount code upon checkout. And this is valid until July 14. Tama ba ako, partner?
Yes, only until July 14. So after then, you won't be able to get the chance to get the Malakas collection, which we just launched at 20% discount and free international shipping. So that's on us. You just need to use the discount code on our website, www.kayako.ph. Checkout code Malakas Launch.
And of course, ito, syempre, gusto lang muna nating batiin, ito may nag-comment, si Miss Rowena Arsiaga is actually watching, and she said, congrats, Stan. And of course, gusto rin namin pasalamatan, syempre, lahat po ng mga buyer natin, from Canada to Philippines, medyo madami-dami sa Canada ang nagsusuporta ng Kaya Ko Watch. And of course, United Arab Emirates buyers, thank you so much for patronizing, kasi natutuwa tayo na we are not here just to create or design a watch and sell a watch, but at the same time, we wanted to have that little piece of a reminder to everyone that every time they look at their watch, it doesn't just only tell us time, but it will remind us that we are Filipino, na kaya natin, ano man yung mga pagsubok na kinakaharap natin, at tayo magtatagumpay, and that's for sure. Diba? So partner, anything? May nakalimutan ba tayo event or something?
Yes, actually, but before we get to that, Miss Christine, if there's anything, if there's anywhere that people would like to connect with you, how can they get in touch with you online?
Okay. I have my Facebook page, which is Madam Architect. Anyone can add that in, and also on Instagram, it's also Madam Architect. So I'll be as much as possible. I'll try my best to respond to any queries, just like what I always do. So yun po.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I think that's all for now, guys. Ay, maraming salamat, of course, sa time na samahan kami dito. Architect Christine Espinosa-Erland. Maraming salamat. And we really salute you, for the inspiration na ibinigay mo sa mga students in the Philippines and to all Filipino na mga architect o gusto maging architect din na nanonood ng ating show ngayon. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you soon kapag alam ko medyo naging okay na nga ang community eh. So maybe in some events or in some activities ng UAP 124. Maraming salamat.
Okay.
Okay, so see you when I see you, partner. Thank you so much. And again, guys, magkita po tayo for another episode of TATAK Indio. Sino naman kaya ang maaari nating makasama para kapulutan nyo ng inspirasyon at talaga namang tawag nito, mapakita natin ang galing ng Pilipino. So that's all for today. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Miss Christine, maraming salamat.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Stay safe.
Salamat po. Thank you.
Bye.